Welcome to Daily Bread Podcast. We're always excited about sharing financial information with our followers. Look here, the Daily Bread Podcast is for professionals. If you're a professional, if you are a business owner, and you are aspiring to be worth at least $1 million, this is the show that you want to attend to. My goal is to help as many individuals and small businesses as possible to obtain $1 million. There's currently 4.2 million millionaires, black millionaires, I should say, in this country. If you are already a millionaire, congratulations. If you're not a millionaire, we're going to show you how to get there. Not only are we going to show you how to get there, we're going to guide you to get there. In this podcast, we're going to be talking about why multiple streams of income is misleading. You know, what is pretty interesting, out of the 4.2 million black millionaires in this country, over 60% of them have multiple streams of income. Now, multiple streams of income will allow you to live your best life. It allows you to be able to bring out those values that are important in your life. Now, when Aaron talks about the values, we're talking about peace of mind, being comfortable, having freedom, right? Being in a position where you don't have to worry, not stressing, being able to live your best life through our value system. So having multiple streams of income gives you the ability to have control, to be able to do what you wish that you want to do when you want to do it. And that's what we're here for. So once again, welcome to Daily Bread Podcast. I am Aaron Smith. I am here not only to be able to educate you on how to get there financially, but I've also helped hundreds, thousands of individual clients reach that millionaire status. And then most important, I've done it myself. So I'm going to show you how to get there. And there's going to be multiple different topics we're going to talk about on a weekly basis. And these topics are going to be very engaging. I would ask that you have something to write with, something to write on as I've shared with you. But we're going to talk about this evening why multiple streams of income is misleading. So first of all, what is multiple streams of income? Well, let's step back for a second. Let's talk about what is income. Okay, there is income that you earn when you go to your job. All right, you have a career. You're working as an architect or a physician. You might be a business owner, and you're getting in your automobile and you're going to work every single day. Where the income that you earn from that is called earned income. Okay, and earned income is unfortunately income that you actually have to physically do something for. Now, I'm not saying nothing is wrong with actually going to work and making a good living. Absolutely. That's where we generally start. But wouldn't it be wonderful if you could match your earned income with what is called passive income? Passive income is income that you receive that you are technically not having to physically work for. And that's what we're talking about when we talk about multiple streams of income. So as we have this conversation around multiple streams of income, it could be misleading because There's so many people that I have witnessed who are doing multiple jobs, multiple opportunities, multiple, maybe even careers. Or we're just trying to juggle these side hustles, multiple side hustles, right? Now, let me do say this. Aaron is not saying that there's anything wrong with that. What I am saying is in order to put yourself in the best position to build that multiple stream of income and to successfully do it is that you have to focus on your main opportunity first. In other words, you have to build a foundation. It's just like building a house. If that house is not built on good foundation, then it's going to fall. So what we want to do when we're talking about building a maximum amount of structure in our income or income sources, we have to first build a foundation. And your foundation is the job that you already have. Have you been able to maximize your skills? Have you been developed? Are you gifted? Are you doing what you want to do in your current job environment? Are you maximizing there? In other words, do you have a solid foundation of not only with that employer, but being able to go to another employer and be able to step right in and you're on the top of your game? And if you are, you have now certainly created your foundation of income. See, first we want to start with the foundation of income before we start stepping up to multiple levels of income. Many times when we step out and start to create multiple streams of income, many times we're spreading ourselves too thin, right? We're spreading ourselves too thin and we're not able to maximize those other opportunities of income because we haven't gotten the foundation down. So the first step is the foundation. Once again, I am Aaron. My last name is Smith. I am wanting those who are professionals. If you're a professional or a business owner and you have a six-figure high income, this podcast is for you. On top of that, if your desire is to build $1 million in net worth, or even north of that, this podcast is for you. Not only do we know how to do it because we've done it, but we've helped hundreds and thousands of individuals do it. So let's continue to talk about these multiple streams of income. Well, there's a myth out there, and a lot of times that you see it on social media, and they're telling you about all these multiple streams of income that you can be able to develop. And a lot of it is really just selling an opportunity for you. It's not really helping you build multiple streams of income. Now, as earlier I was talking about the difference between earned income and passive income. And let's talk about that for a moment. The earned income is your foundation, as I said before. The passive income is sources of income that you receive without actually physically having to work. In other words, technically, you can be sleeping 24 hours a day. Your money is working for you, distributing income to you. And how do we position ourselves to have these multiple streams of income? Let's talk about the multiple streams of income for a second. The most common source of income is real estate. Now, this is outside of your employment. You have a great salary, got your foundation down, and you're trying to figure, Aaron, how can I create more streams of income? Well, one common way is real estate. There's two sources or two types of real estate that I want to talk about this evening. I'm not going to get so much in all the sources. There are about 8 to 9 different sources of passive income that you can create. But I want to talk about real estate just for a second. There's two common types of real estate when we talk about passive income. One is what we call real estate investment trust, REITs. What is a REIT, Aaron? REIT is nothing but a trust. It's a trust account that holds different types of products. Those products are likely buildings. For example, it could be a industrial building, or it could be a hotel. It may be a retail center. And what you're doing as a bondholder inside of the real estate is you're taking a portion of your money and you're pooling it in with thousands of other individuals. And as you pool in, you're buying the real estate. As you buy the real estate, companies like Amazon or companies like Walmart or Coca-Cola, they are renting from you through the real estate. So what you're getting is something that's called a dividend. Once again, this is passive income. Now, let me give an example. Let's say you are investing $100,000 inside of this real estate investment trust, and the dividend is paying you on an annual dividend at 6%. That means that you'll receive $500 a month or $6,000 a year of passive income from the real estate. Now, the beauty behind real estate investment trust is if you do your due diligence and you select the right type of properties, these properties could be what is called net, 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 or NNN. What does that mean, Aaron? Well, NNN means basically that all of the things that need to be done to keep up the real estate is done by the tenant. That's right. The tenant takes care of everything: cut the grass, clean the windows, do the repairs. That's nothing that you have to do. That's called a triple net real estate investment trust. Another thing that's really beautiful about real estate investment trust, if it's set up properly, it has different ratings on it, such as AAA or double B, triple A, double A, 1A. And the higher the level, the less risk that's with that real estate investment trust. And those trusts generally give guarantees. In other words, that means that the tenant, even if they decide to leave that building, they're on the hook to continue to pay the rent. So you continue to receive your dividend. That's one form of real estate. That's a passive way of receiving income for real estate through the real estate investment trust. Another way that you can receive income is traditional, what we think about is rental income. You are the landlord. There's a piece of property that you have, whether it's a single family, a multiplex, commercial property, and you're receiving income from the property. That's another stream of income. Now, the beauty behind real estate, especially active, that you own it, you have it, it also have tax benefits that come with it because of the ownership that you have. Generally, when you do real estate investments through real estate or getting income as a landlord, you have to acquire a loan to purchase the property. Well, the beauty behind building wealth and getting to that $1 million asset with no debt is that you strategically use the amortization strategy against the bank to allow you to pay that property off in the next 3 to 5 years. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you want to purchase 3 rental properties, and all of those properties are going to cost $300,000 each. And you're going to buy these properties 1 year apart. Okay? And remember, you got your foundation income, you got your stability and your base income, right? You're not jumping out there too fast. And you say, well, no, Aaron, I'm thinking about buying a piece of real estate. And I'm going to buy a piece of property that is allowing me to get income. In other words, I got a tenant. And I am also taking a loan out against the property. 80% of the value of the property I'm taking out in the loan. And they gave me a 30-year amortization. 30-year amortization on this note. Well, I have the tenant now. The tenant is paying me income. That income, if done properly, is superior than what the mortgage payment is. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take that income plus any other discretionary income that you have, and you're going to create a HELOC. And you're going to use that HELOC to pay off that property. HELOC is help you pay that property off in 3 to 5 years. The second piece of property that you purchased a year later, you're going to repeat that process. The third piece of property that you're going to purchase 3 years later, you're going to repeat the same process. In 8 years, 8 short years, you're going to own 3 properties, whether it's a single family, whether it's a multiplex, whether it's apartments, doesn't matter what it is. And those 3 properties are going to be paid in full. And you're going to receive income with no debt. Wow. God, how powerful is that? Will that bring your stress levels down? You wouldn't have to worry much, right? You can improve on your family situation. You know, when you have high income, when you have high income, and you also get the right information, you can do tremendous things for yourself and your family financially. And one of those things that you absolutely can do is that you can acquire $1 million in net worth like that. Let's continue. We talked about real estate investment trusts briefly. We just talked about traditional active real estate, where you are purchasing real estate properties. There's also something that's called dividend income. You may not be a real estate person, not interested in that. Well, you can purchase stocks and bonds that create dividends. Once again, let's use that same example. If you have $100,000, you invested in a dividend-paying stock portfolio. That dividend stock portfolio has consistently have stocks in it that pays dividends every single year. And you're getting a 5% dividend. On $100,000, that gives me $5,000 a year in dividend income. That's passive income. I don't have to work for it. It just automatically comes in. That's a second force of income. It's an opportunity. You know, as we talk about multiple streams of income, I am a champion for making sure that you have nailed down the foundation income in your life. Because if you've nailed that down and your foundation is strong, it makes it much easier for you to be successful in creating other streams of income. Of course, another source of income that we first think about versus the passive is still active. A sideline gig. I think that everybody should have a sideline gig. It doesn't matter your profession. It doesn't matter your current income. It doesn't matter your degrees or certifications that you have. You should have a sideline gig. Why, Aaron? Because it allows you to diversify your risk and your income. If I'm laid off from my full-time job, no problems. I got additional income coming in. Here's more of a reason to have multiple streams of income. Because what it does is starts you to learn about entrepreneurship. So if I got a sideline gig over here and I'm starting to learn entrepreneurship, it allows me to have more control of my financial life. I think the most important reason why you should have a sideline gig, it allows you to position yourself to teach your children. See, teaching your children how to build wealth, not only through having a W-2 income, but also through using the gifts that God has given them, the talents, and they're able to go out and create an entrepreneurship opportunity to build another stream of income. That's what I believe. Having our kids learn. See, because once you become an entrepreneur, once you start to figure out all these opportunities around multiple streams of income, whether active or whether passive, see, you can pass that knowledge onto your kids. Not only pass the knowledge to your kids, wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to team up with your kids, team up with them, and have a conversation not only about understanding entrepreneurship and financial matters, but being able to team up with them and have partnerships. Partnerships, right? Think about it for a second. There are some ideas that your kids have, some skill sets that they have, and they might want to start a business. Wouldn't it be great if you say, hey, I'm willing to partner with you? We can do this together. And what happens when you partner with your kids, they come up with new ideas as time goes on. And all of a sudden, not only you partnered up with one idea, you partnered up with two. Now you got three streams on the four, five, multiple streams of income that you're receiving in addition to your foundation income. Again, there are 4.2 million Black millionaires in this country. 4.2. My interest is having a lot more. I want a lot more Black millionaires in this country. And I am absolutely confident that that can be done. We're here going to teach professionals. Once again, if you are a professional, high income earner, small business owner, daily bread is for you. I'm going to share with you strategies that we're not guessing at these strategies. This is not guessing. These are strategies that we implement every day in our practice, helping individuals become successful financially. We're going to talk about some things that you've never even heard of. And even if you've heard of them, there's going to be some things on how we're going to help you position, share with you the strategies that you may have not thought about. See, there are multiple ways of building wealth. Stocks and bonds is a fantastic way of building wealth. Entrepreneurship is a beautiful way of building wealth. Being debt-free, think about that, not owing anybody anything. Think about that, how life would be if you didn't owe anybody anything. How great would it be if you were to purchase a 10 housing apartment complex. 10. And you purchase it for $1 million. In 3 to 5 years, you can have it paid off. Not only have it paid off, you'll be receiving income from it for the rest of your life. Even through the course of your life, you can decide that you want to sell it, or you want to pass it on to your kids and your grandkids. That's the conversations that we want to have with you. So as we continue our conversation, I'm going to come back in our next session and I'm going to talk about more multiple streams of income. There are quite a number of them. And as I go through and I talk about these multiple streams of income, I'm going to talk and share with you how you work them, how you work this thing, right? How you position yourself to be able to navigate through these and make money. Once again, this is your daily bread. We'll look forward to talking to you next time.